There's a guy named Jared Polis, lives in Colorado. Apparently, he's some sort of elected official. But y'all don't care what you're electing. You vote along party lines. You're idiots. Jared Polis has been personally responsible for thousands of deaths since he came into office. And I do mean thousands. He is responsible because he turns a blind eye. Now, we got Breonna's law. That's a good idea. No knock raid law. But it's not just about no knock raid. It also gives us, for the first time, a legal point to stand on, a legal leg to stand on. Because Breonna's law makes it so that police officers have to wear their body cameras and cannot turn them off, like they did repeatedly with me. What did the police do when I told them that I was trying to turn in police? Turned off their body cameras. Over and over and over and over and over. This is how police officers are trained. Many of us in Colorado, most of us homeless, fought hard to try to get those laws passed so that people in Colorado could not be victimized in such a way. Primarily homeless. Most of the black population incarcerated were homeless when they were arrested. You know, black people only account for 13% of the population and they account for 22% of the jails. Yeah, and homeless people account for less than 0.2% of the population. Yet they consist of 81% of the incarcerated populace. Meanwhile, a college kid in Boulder, Colorado gets busted taking a leak 2:30 in the morning. Done with the whole bar crowd because, well, the bars are all closed. But he's got a urinate. So he goes behind a building and he urinates. He gets busted by a police officer. And he gets charged with what? Urinating in public. It's a $100 ticket. Meanwhile, there's a homeless dude, hasn't gotten any sleep at all because he's got a bunch of assholes that want to constantly pester him and bug him. You're not allowed to sleep. People will call you in and say, oh, there's a homeless person sleeping. Who gives a fuck? He's fucking sleeping, asshole. So Jared, he's all excited because he was sending the Nazi goon squads to go clear out hobo camps. But we can't have those guys, can we? No, we can't have those guys being allowed to sleep or allowed to cover up so they don't fucking freeze to death. Those people can't be allowed basic fucking resources. Basic resources. So in Colorado, with that Breonna's law that makes so that officers have to wear those body cameras, Colorado's introducing something similar. And guess what? Just like here in Nebraska, they're making it specific to color. What happens if these laws are made specific to color? It means that most of the victims are ignored. If there's 30 women who are raped by a police officer, 30 women, and 5 of them happen to be black, should we ignore the 25 that are not black? Should we ignore the ones that are homeless? Black Lives Matter doesn't give a fuck about the homeless. This is about a racist agenda. And what is that racist agenda? Well, first of all, to pretend that it's all racism. Oh no, these other victims don't exist. They're not black. They can't exist. They're not black. This shit's only happening to black people. No, it's happening to the homeless, and you don't care. It's happening to the disabled, and you don't care. Who are the two largest groups of people murdered by the police? The disabled and the fucking homeless. Holy fucking Christ. And say, oh, they must deserve it. They're white people. Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to bitch at me claiming that I'm a racist after I spent most of my life defending the rights of others because I recognize those are my rights. And you want to call me a racist because of the color of my skin? Holy fuck. So Jared Polis trying to look like he cares about black folks. What a fucking bitch. Fucking killing homeless people and trying to call himself the good guy. Fuck you, Jared Polis. Stay the fuck out in Nebraska. Next time I'm in Colorado, I'll try to pay you a visit. Maybe you can man up and talk to me man to man. You fucking cowards. You know what your police officers are doing. You know what they're doing to the homeless. You know they're taking part in the sex trafficking and the child trafficking. And you don't give a fuck, Jared. God bless America, right? Fuck no. God didn't bless shit. This country is fucking disgusting. I'm seeing people doing and saying the same shit that the fucking Nazis did. People in our own government. People with Black Lives Matters. It don't fucking matter. You just want an excuse to hate, and you're not going to take it out on the government, are you, BLM? You're not going to get up there and bitch about any of the black people taking part in this shit, are you? Like you posted up that shit, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Dear white people, please stop knocking down statues. You're making it worse for bitch. There were black people knocking down statues. Did you not see that shit? Do not punish one and spare the other. For me, I broke a lot of laws, but I didn't start off breaking the law. I started off following the law, hoping that someone cared enough to fight for my fucking rights the way that I fought for yours. Is Jared Polis going to fight for my fucking rights? No, he's not. Is BLM going to fight for my fucking rights? No, the fuck they're not. I'm not the right goddamn color. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of ignorant fucking cunt rags. Let me read some of this ignorant goddamn bullshit. Now, mind you, this is after fucking months of fucking stupid shit out of Zayd Atkins. What a fucking idiot. Let's see what some of these fucking morons have been typing. When I say these fucking morons, I'm referring specifically to the morons, not any specific skin color. So if you want to play that bullshit, well, you might want to pull that out of your ass somewhere else because I don't need that shit and I don't want that shit. Now, as far as Antifa goes, I don't agree with their tactics. Why? Same reason I don't agree with BLM tactics. You need to go all in or you need to fucking shut up. If you're going to go with a peaceful route, you need to work together and go the peaceful route. And if you're going to be shitting on people for the color of their skin, just because they're not black, you don't deserve your fucking rights. I deserve your rights. Do you know why? Because I fucking fought for your rights, bitch. And it doesn't matter what fucking skin color you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I fight for your fucking rights because those are my rights too. As far as violence goes, you're going to go the violent route, you got to go all in or all out. 1 or 2 police officers a week dying isn't shit. Compared with the number of people that they're murdering, that's nothing. Then again, you call them mentally ill and it's fine. BLM, a lot of the stuff that these BLM folks keep telling me, oh, well, white people always use this as an excuse. It wasn't my excuse. Don't fucking blame me. Oh, because of the color of my skin. It must be my excuse, right? But if you do it, it's somehow magically okay. If you do it, somehow magically it's not racist. Somehow magically, if you surround a kid on a fucking bus, 4-on-1, calling him cracker and fucking honky and shit like that, but it's not racist. Oh no, it can't be racist because black people aren't capable of racism because they're the wrong color to be racist. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Meanwhile, this Jared Polis feller, he's trying to make believe like he gives a shit about black folks. He don't. He'd just as soon throw you all in the same place as the homeless. Of course, I don't think that he's specifically racist about it. I think he's a punk ass little rich bitch who never had to know a fucking struggle in his goddamn life. And this is the motherfucker that people have making decisions for them. Decisions that could affect them for the rest of their lives, their children for the rest of their lives, their grandchildren for the rest of their lives. Most of the victims of police brutality are not black. But we're going to ignore that because it's not a police brutality issue, it's a race issue. No, it's a fucking police brutality issue. And you are the ones taking away from the other victims by playing like it's a race issue. By pretending that everything that ever happens to a black person is because of the color of their skin and because of racism. No, I've seen more racism out of black folks than I have out of white folks. By a lot. But I grew up in the system. Now there's a bunch of people type ignorant shit like, oh, you're leaving out the part where, most of the people in the fucking system are blah 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I'm not missing any of that shit. Not even a little bit of it. No, I am not lost on the concept of privatized prisons and jails. I've been speaking out about that too. But these folks, whenever I point out the truth, they want to get pissed off like I'm the fucking devil, and then they type all this ignorant shit like, holy fuck. If you keep typing the same ignorance, it's gonna make fucking true. Hell the fuck no, it isn't. You don't like black people. You don't like black people. You know what? You keep typing that, I won't like you. It's because you're a racist fucking asshole. You just want to make the assumption and the judgment because it makes you feel better about your tiny penis. I'm sorry about your tiny penis, dude. I don't have a massive penis. I don't need one. I'm not constantly after vagina. I'm not constantly after all of that stupid stuff. People tell me, oh, this isn't important and that's not important. And then to those exact people that tell me those things aren't important, those things are extremely important. Like sex. I know a lot of women who talk about how trashy men are, so on and so forth. Then they type up on their Facebook about how they need some dick. And they get some heads. But then they're like, oh, well, fuck you, I didn't post that up so the dudes would hit on me. What the fuck did you post it up for? What did you expect was going to happen when you post up on a fucking social media that you need some dick? You are advertising for penis. Believe it or not, that is actually against the law. In the state of Colorado, it's only a misdemeanor, but in 4 different states, that is actually a felony. Trolling for dick on the internet. Then we got situations like, well, there's actual people having sex with children. Now, there's a guy here in town, pretty nice guy. He's in his 30s, former Marine. He's in his 30s, though. His girlfriend is 16. And she talks about how mature she is for her age. No, you're not. See, why is it that all of the drama hounds, these are the girls who go out for older guys. When you're in high school, and there's a girl in high school who's a senior, and she's dating a senior, she might not be a drama hound. But 100% of the time, if she starts dating a dude who's way older like that, she's in fucking love with herself. She thinks that she is better than everybody else. And this is her power and prestige. Oh, look, I have a 30-year-old boyfriend. Well, congratulations. That's pretty fucking gross. But the other thing is that this 30-year-old has been dating this 16-year-old since before she was 16. But he's good looking. He used to be a Marine. So it must be okay. And now she's 16. So she's got papers. And, through all of that, like, I didn't want to fucking hear about their bullshit. This little redhead running around doing her fucking high school drama bullshit. That's not my fucking problem. I don't want to hear your fucking bullshit. I don't want to hear your boyfriend's bullshit about it. Meanwhile, her boyfriend's nice. The only reason that he talks about it is because she comes in talking about it. Now, on several occasions, he's told me that she was 18. Turns out she's only 16, and she verified that the night before last, actually. I was up pumping pantry, collecting myself some of them praying mantises, and she was talking about how she's into the whole, what do you call it, true crime drama and shit like that, going after child molesters and stuff. So I struck up a conversation. Now her boyfriend told me that she was 18. One of her former friends told me she was only 16. Now, I didn't know until I got verification from the young lady that she was, in fact, only 16. And at that point, I decided I didn't want to talk to her. Who would? Now, I don't know this young woman's name. I don't generally get to know your name if you're under 18. If you're one of my friend's kids, yeah, I probably know your name. But with this situation with Jared Polis, I mean, there's no way that man doesn't know how rotten the cops are in the state of Colorado. Meanwhile, they're just as rotten here in Nebraska. But also, when it comes to legal versus stupidity, the police play on the fact that most of the American people are fucking idiots. Now, although in this state of Nebraska and in the state of Colorado, I could actually have sex with minors. Shit, we got states over on the East Coast where they're trying to lower the age of sexual consent to 13. 13 years old. Now, instead of the police doing the right thing and me getting an honest day in court, the police did the same thing the Bollingers did. They played on public opinion. Oh, public opinion is. So they had to lead on and pretend that I was some sort of a monster that I wasn't. They had to prevent me from being able to speak at my own court dates. And that's not even possible without the judges and public pretenders actively taking a role and being involved in preventing you from doing so. When you're a homeless person, Jared Polis doesn't give a fuck about you. They're writing the laws specifically so that they can leave homeless people out of it so that they still have a victim pool, just like the rest of y'all. Yes, BLM, I see plenty of videos of black folks taking their hatred out on who? The homeless. Not just white homeless people, all homeless people. Not just male homeless people, all homeless people. There's black people beating up black folks who are homeless because they don't have the balls to go after the police. But you need to go all in. If you're going to do this violence and warfare thing, you have to go all in. Otherwise, they just send troops in and kill you. Arrest y'all and everybody forgets about you. You need about 300 police officers to die all in one day. About 300 of them. Now, when you consider there's 750,000 police officers in America, 300 of them isn't that much. But they do have to die. And it can't be spread out. It has to be enough death to put the fear of God into these son of a bitches. It has to be enough death that the police have to fear the American people. It has to be enough death in a single day that the government realizes it has to fear the American people. Now, this one dumb bitch here, he typed Sean David, that's what a homeless guy looks like. What the fuck do you live? I'm pro cop all the way. What I saw was clear profiling. Now, this is about the Zaid Atkins situation. Yes, Zaid was profiled. He was profiled as a fucking homeless person. Black people do not get treated like that in Boulder, Colorado if they live in houses. Black people in houses, especially if they're college students, get pampered as fuck. No police officer wants to fucking show up to a call like that and realize that the guy that they're profiling isn't actually what you profiled him for. Like if you were to profile a man for being black and it turns out that he's Native American, well, he was still profiled, but he wasn't profiled for what you fucking believe, now was he? And there's so much of this. And here's this fucking moron calls himself Inquisitor Jones. Sean David, you must have missed the privatization of the prison system. No, I fucking didn't. I grew up in the system, moron. Now, I don't know how many times I've typed that on here, but pretty much every fucking moron on the goddamn planet who has gone to that can see that I have repeatedly dealt with morons like this who go out of their way to literally avoid the situation. It's like you got a big fucking elephant right outside of your fucking door, right? You're like, hey, there's an elephant outside of my door. I don't see an elephant. Anyway, it says, Sean David, you must have missed the privatization of the prison system. The politicians are using them to funnel tax money to friends, family, and business partners. Fucking duh. Duh. I get that I don't look pretty and therefore I must be an idiot in your mind. But the fact is that I am more intelligent than most of y'all. So suck the shit out of my asshole, you fucking morons. And then there's a lot of other people that are like, well, why didn't the other officers speak up? Why didn't the other officers speak up? Because it wasn't wrong in their minds. Yes, it's wrong to do those things, but in their minds, it's right to do it to the homeless. Of course, we got to deal with racist assholes like Jared Polis and Zaid Atkins. Jesus fucking Christ, somebody shoot me in my goddamn head.